All right, well, let's talk about Spurs further up the field, because it's a team that loves to score goals. And I can say that because they've scored in 39 consecutive Premier League matches, which is the second longest streak in Premier League history. What's it down to? Is it because of the manager? Is it all down to his gung-ho football? I'm just going to press play for some of their goals here.
Do you know what? We've watched him on several occasions, haven't we? Do you know what? He just says, listen, I'm not changing it. I promise. I think he said it like, does he promise his father that he'd always play in a particular way and he's not going to change it? All times we were watching, we're going, you've got to stay, you've got to keep somebody back, you've got to wait, you've got to delay. But this is when it really goes well. The rewards, look how brave they are, high up in wide areas, people making forward runs, middle of the pitch, non-existent, which is really strange. You generally have a number 6 where you'd sit there and make sure those passes don't get cut out. But what impresses me is the pace, the tempo, the amount of bodies that they get into the final third, into the penalty area. The runs are with intensity, and that's from the manager. That's given you the licence to get forward. Madison, that'll do him good as well, getting into those positions. So really exciting to watch.
Oh, they've got fantastic athleticism in all positions. You see the way they defend here in this clear back four, right up on the halfway line. The front players hunting the ball down, and then in great positions and close to the goal to be able to finish. You see it again from this angle here. The back line's right up on the halfway line, supporting the front players. The front players hunting the ball down. They nick it, and then that's a 3v1, and that's 2-0.
It's a transitions, it's a high turnovers, which is...
Yeah, but if you watch the press, the level of press, everybody's backing each other up. So even the wider players are coming in from narrow angles, which are jumping on midfield players. The midfielders are going tight, sending it back. You can't check your shoulder when you're doing it, you know, so intense. You will get caught out at times, and you will concede goals. You do understand that because of that weight. But I tell you what, those supporters are enjoying the way he's playing. And we expect, I don't want to say it, but we said it last time when we played Palace, we were expecting goals. We didn't really see him in the first half. They made it narrow. So how will Fulham stop that? How will they approach it? But in those areas as well, now he's got a lot of choice, hasn't he?
Can we also bring up the fact that about a year ago, roughly, Antonio Conte effectively said this team is unmanageable. And here we are, a year later, free-flowing football from Spurs. Champagne football, I guess you could say. How much of it is that down to the manager, Ange? Because we're looking at all these clips, all the goals. That's not luck, that's repetition, that's work on the training ground, that's management.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to say everything's down to him, because, you know, he's revolutionised the squad to a certain degree, but certainly the football, the style of football. You know, Conte's a great coach, but he has a certain way of playing that's not for everyone, and I think these players have been given a certain amount of I wouldn't say freedom, because they have a structure, but a certain way of playing that they're really buying into, and they're buying into it. The fans are buying into it. I have to say they are a good watch. They take a lot of risk. They're not faultless, but they're exciting to watch because they play such a front-footed style that there's goals and there's also action coming back the other way as well.
Have they been allowed to do that as well because of the defensive signings? You know, in that centre-back position where you've got people who can play one-on-one. For so long, Spurs were conceding, they couldn't do that. So you've seen the managers come and go. Mourinho, Conte are actually saying, well, we're going to sit in, we're going to wait because we're sick of losing those games. But really, we've seen an exciting style, the way the Spurs fans demand it. But only time will tell. If you don't finish in the top 4, you don't deliver a trophy, it still only lasts long. You know, that's the problem, isn't it? You've got to deliver something.